Okay, in last class we discussed about actions class and alerts class. Okay, in today's class we are going to discuss about uh, weights concept. Okay, very most important topic. So by default, the interview question, the interviewer, he will ask questions on what is implicit weight, what is explicit weight, and what is fluent weight. So these are the questions he will ask you. Okay. So basically in Selenium, there are three types of weights are there. Okay, one second. Let me open my notepad. There are in Selenium, basically there are three types of weights. One is implicit weight. Second one is explicit weight. Third one is fluent weight. And one more technique, it won't comes under weights concept, but the similar concept. Okay. First of all, we need to understand. Okay. Okay. We will discuss again. Okay. So first of all, we need to understand what is the concept of weight and where we are going to use implicit weight and where we are going to use explicit weight and where we are going to use fluent weight. And first of all, we need to understand what is the background of weights. Okay, why we have to use weights, what is the purpose of weights concept. Okay, so first of all, I will show you in the application the issue. After that, we can come to know why we have to write weights commands in the Selenium programs. Okay, let me open my RNGHRM application. So the first program is implicit weight. So I'm logging into the application admin 123. So once I log into the application, okay, I want to click on here. After that, I want to click on logout. Okay. So first of all, I'm clicking on welcome. After that, I need to click on logout. So I have written some set of driver instructions and I am calling the required methods. So open Orange HRM, login method and logout method and close browser. So we know login method set of driver instructions, what it is executing. Okay. And logout method. So let me go to the logout method. So welcome.click and logout.click. Okay. So by ID welcome.click and link text logout.click. So I want to click on welcome and logout. Okay, let me run my program. What will happen, we will see. Okay. So I have written set of driver instructions and I am executing this program. Okay, without using implicit weight. I have commented out my implicit weight line. Okay, so I'm going to execute my program without implicit weight. So I'm saving my program and I'm running my program. What is the issue it will come, I will tell you. Okay, so that you can understand practically what kind of issues that we will face if you don't write implicit weight. So your set of driver instructions are executing. So admin 123 login button, it's executed. And after that, it's clicked on welcome, but it was not clicked on logout. Find element by logout. So it's not clicked on logout. So if you will inspect, the tag name is also started with anchor tag only. See anchor tag. I can write logout link text. So this is the line I have. So there is no issue in my programming. So it's clicked on welcome, but it's not clicked on logout. Why it has been not clicked on logout? So that is the part we need to understand. So once I click on welcome, this loading of that submenu, it is taking some fraction of milliseconds. Fraction of milliseconds delay it is taking. But by default, your Selenium WebDriver, it will execute each and every line of code within fraction of 0.00.01 milliseconds. It will try to execute. So the driver has to wait until this submenu is completely loaded. After that, it has to click on logout. Then what it is showing, your program execution, it is showing as failure. And what is the issue? Why it is failure? No such element. What is the, so logout? So it is not able to find out the logout because after clicking on welcome, it is loading very slowly. If it is available, it will click. But after clicking on login, it is loading very slowly. Suppose if it is taking 10 seconds, okay, the driver has, if it is loading 10 seconds, the driver has to wait up to 10 seconds. After 10 seconds only, it can able to locate logout and it can able to click on it can able to click on logout. But before that itself, it is executing every line of code within fraction of milliseconds. Even if it is not loaded completely, also it is looking for that logout and it's executed and it is not able to locate that web element. Understood? So what I am doing is, now I am going to write implicit wait. So wherever the web element is having performance issue, suppose on this logout, there is some performance issue because after clicking on welcome, so this logout menu, it is loading slowly. So the driver max, it won't execute the next line immediately. After clicking on welcome, suppose after clicking on welcome, where is that one? After clicking on welcome, suppose if the logout web element is not available, previously it is throwing no such element exception. This time the driver will wait for 10 seconds. Okay, the driver will wait for 10 seconds. Suppose if this logout menu has been loaded completely in 5 seconds, in the 6th second itself, it will click the operation. It does not mean it will wait completely 10 seconds. So here I have mentioned my implicit wait time is 10 seconds. So the default implicit wait time I mentioned as 10 seconds. So I am instructing my driver, if any of the web element is not loading on the web page, at least wait for 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, if the web element or submenu is not loading, you can throw no such element exception. That is fine too. But in case if it is loading within 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, the driver can wait. Okay. Suppose if the web element is loading in the 7th second, so in the 8th second, that click operation will be performed. Okay. So that is the synchronization issue. Okay. So the synchronization, so the program execution, it has, so like that we can manage the time synchronization between each line of code. Okay, so the best practice is in all Selenium programs, once you launch the browser, you have to write implicit wait. Okay, so this we need to write as per a coding standards. You have to write. Otherwise, if you don't write, what will happen? Every time, suppose if any of the web element is loading slowly on the web page, in 4 seconds it is loading. Actually, it is available after 4 seconds, but before that itself, it is throwing no such element exception. So wherever performance issues are there, the driver by default, it will wait for 10 seconds. Okay, that does not mean it will wait completely 10 seconds. Depends on the loading of that web element. Suppose if it is loading on 7th second, so in the 8th second, it will be, the click operation will be performed. Okay, let me run my program now. So this time it's clicked on welcome and it's also clicked on logout. Okay, so that means the WebDriver is able to clicking on logout once whenever it is loading. After that, it is performed. So it is not your scripting fault. So the driver by default, it will execute 0.00001 milliseconds. Okay. So we cannot predict so that much. So every line of instruction, it will be executed that much speed. Okay. So once web element is loading, so in case if it is not loading, so the driver has, while executing any of the driver instruction, the driver has to wait at least for 10 seconds in case if it is not loading. So that is the meaning. So implicit wait is a rule applicable for all the web elements. It is not for specific web element. Implicit wait is a rule applicable for all the web elements wherever it has performance issues. Okay. సో ఎక్కడైతే మనకు పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఇష్యూ ఉందో ఆ వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ దగ్గర డ్రైవర్ మ్యాక్స్ ఎంత టైం వెయిట్ చేయగలదు? 10 seconds. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్. సో నౌ లెట్ మీ రైట్ ద syntax. So in the interviews, the people will ask, what is an implicit wait? Can you please explain what is an implicit wait and how do you write? So simply you need to tell implicit wait is a global rule, okay, applicable for all the web elements. Wherever it has performance issues, the driver can by default, it will wait up to 10 seconds. Okay. In case if the web element is loading early, so it will perform the immediate operation immediate after nth second. Okay, n plus 1 second, like that. So now let's go to the explicit wait. So now we understood about implicit wait concept. So that is, so why we are writing implicit wait means that is the background. So the best practice going forward in any of the program, if you are writing, once you launch the browser, immediately you can write this implicit wait. So you won't get this kind of no such element exception. Next one is explicit wait. So I haven't written my implicit wait. Let us assume you don't know about implicit wait concept. I have commented out my implicit wait and I am calling my logout method. Okay. So to write explicit wait, okay, I need to write these 2 lines of code. These 2 lines of code I have to write. WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait and wait. So after clicking on welcome click, okay, there is a performance issue on my logout web element. So to handle explicit wait, you have to write syntax, these 2 lines of code you have to write. So if it is by ID, you will write ID. By XPath, you will write XPath. If it is name, you will write name. So you will write explicit wait condition like this. Okay, let me copy the syntax. So these are the 2 lines of code. Okay, you will write for an explicit wait. Okay, when to write explicit wait, we will discuss. So WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver of driver comma 60 seconds. Previously, I have given 10 seconds. But in explicit wait, I have given 60 seconds. You can give whatever time you want, 120 seconds or 150 seconds. But what is the difference between implicit wait and explicit wait? So the driver will by default, okay. So suppose if there is logout web element, suppose in your program you have written already implicit wait condition. Implicit wait condition, it's already you have written. But one of the specific web element, it is loading after 15 seconds or 20 seconds. So in such case, what will happen? It will throw a no such element exception, right? Because that is the specific web element, it is not loading within default implicit wait. So here I need to handle that specific web element by using explicit wait. So that means I have to give some extra time. Okay, I have to give some extra time so that that web element will be loaded. So to give some extra time, so we have to write explicit wait. So I'm writing WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait of driver comma 60 seconds. So I'm giving 60 seconds up to this web element. Okay, and wait until expected conditions start visibility of element located by link text logout. So it will wait up to 60 seconds. After that, suppose if in case if the web element is loading on 30 seconds, on the 31 second itself, these lines of code will be executed. So the web element logout button will be highlighted After that, I'm taking the screenshot, and after that, logout.click will be performed. Okay. So, so now we understood summary is implicit wait is a global rule applicable for all the web elements. Explicit wait is not a global rule. It is to handle specific web element. Wherever the web element is taking more than default implicit wait time, so we need to handle those things explicitly. What మనం స్పెసిఫిక్ గా హ్యాండిల్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సపోజ్ మీకు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను, లైవ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, సో దట్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ implicit wait and explicit. Okay, suppose a school bus driver, he is driving and at each stop, okay, the driver is waiting for the students. Okay, and in every bus stop that guy is waiting for 10 seconds. Okay, suppose so 10 seconds can 10 seconds maximum he can wait. Suppose at a particular step దగ్గర 5 seconds లోనే అందరూ వచ్చి వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నారు. So in the 6th second itself he will start. So that is implicit wait. But next stop లో ఒక ఫిజికల్లీ ఛాలెంజ్డ్ గా ఉన్నాడు, స్టూడెంట్ బస్. సో ఒక ఫిజికల్లీ ఛాలెంజ్డ్ స్టూడెంట్, he cannot able to come within 10 seconds. So he will come at least 25 seconds, something like that. So he cannot come within default implicit wait time. So నేను 10 seconds లో నేను రాలేను. సో వాడి కోసం నేను I can wait for 60 seconds. So the driver can wait up to 60 seconds. So some of the web elements, if it is loading within default implicit wait time, the driver can be managed automatically up to 10 seconds. But కొన్ని times లో some web elements it will take more than default implicit wait time. సో అట్లాగే ఈ ఫిజికల్లీ ఛాలెంజ్డ్ స్టూడెంట్ కోసం the driver can wait up to 60 seconds. So just like we can compare the same topic like that. So ఇక్కడ ఈ లాగౌట్ అనే వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ సపోజ్ 60 seconds లో లోడ్ అవుతుంది అనుకో. సో యూ హ్యావ్ రిటర్న్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్. సపోజ్ ఈ వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ 10 seconds లో లోడ్ కాలేదు, మీ ప్రకారం ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్ రూల్ ఇది దీని మీద అప్లికబుల్ అయింది. సో 10 seconds లో ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ లోడెడ్, the countdown will be started from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So once this web element is available on the web page, okay, submenu has been loaded, immediately these lines of code will be executed. Okay, after that your web element border will be highlighted, after that it will be clicked. So like that your explicit wait condition will be executed. So to write explicit wait, we need to write these two lines of code. Web driver wait is equal to, here you can give how many seconds you want to give. Okay, so that is the explicit wait. So అంటే మీకు ఎప్పుడైనా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేటప్పుడు, సార్ నేను ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్ రాశాను కానీ ఈ ఒక్క వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ మాత్రం 25 seconds లో పడుతుంది, 30 seconds పడుతుంది, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఇష్యూ మై ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ఫెయిల్డ్, నో సచ్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఎక్సెప్షన్. మీకు వెంటనే స్ట్రైక్ అవ్వాల్సిన నెక్స్ట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటి? we have to write explicit wait on that web element. Okay na? So that's it on web explicit wait. Okay, right, next point. So let me run my program. So నేను implicit wait comment చేస్తున్నాను because నేను సేమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 10 కన్నా 20 seconds ఇచ్చే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నేను చూపించలేను కాబట్టి, సో ఐఎమ్ ఏబుల్ టు హ్యాండిల్ దట్ లాగౌట్ వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ బై యూజింగ్ ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్. సో ఐఎమ్ సేవింగ్ మై ప్రోగ్రామ్ అండ్ ఐఎమ్ రన్నింగ్. సో దట్ లాగౌట్ వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ is I'm handling by using syntax of explicit wait. Okay, so like that, okay, like that I'm able to handle. So నాకు ఇక్కడ లాగౌట్ మీద పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది కాబట్టి I have written explicit wait and it is loading more than default 10 seconds. That's why I have given 60 seconds. Okay, so is everyone clear? So next question in the interview, can I write in a program, can I write implicit wait and explicit wait? Question is, he is asking like that, can I write implicit wait and explicit wait in a program? Yes or no? Yes, we can write. Okay, so if you understand the concept, you will say yes or no. Okay, so that's it. Fluent wait. Next concept is fluent weight. So implicit weight is a global rule, we understood. So the so as per the default implicit weight term, it is waiting wherever the web element is loading slowly on the web page. Explicit weight we understood for a specific web element, we understood. So what is the concept of fluent weight? Okay, now let's go to the fluent weight logout operation. So here I'm commenting my implicit weight because I want to show you example on fluent weight. Okay. So after clicking on welcome click, after clicking on welcome.click, I have, so this is the big syntax we need to write for a fluid weight. Okay, one second. I will write. Okay, you can refer this one in the program itself. Okay, so fluent weight. So this is the big syntax you have to write. Okay, so wait WebDriver wait is equal to new fluent WebDriver, and with the timeout 120 seconds and pooling frequency 30 seconds and ignoring no such element exception. So this is common. Up to here, the complete syntax is common. So here on logout, I have written the XPath. Logout web element XPath I have written here. Okay, and after that, so what does this line means? So here I have given the driver can max wait. Suppose I have given 60 seconds and I'm mentioning pooling frequency as 20 seconds. So for every 20 seconds, the WebDriver will go and check on the HTML DOM page. Means wherever you are inspecting the web element code, so the WebDriver will go and check every 20 seconds whether the logout web element has been loaded or not. Okay, whether the logout web element has been loaded or not. So in the first 20 seconds, it has not been loaded. Again, the second iteration, it will start 21 to 40 seconds. So second iteration will be started. So whether the web element has been loaded or not. So before completion of 40 seconds, so it is checking. And again, third iteration from 40 to 60 seconds. So the time interval I have divided for every 20 seconds, the driver has to check whether the web element has been loaded or not. Suppose if I will give the time frame as pooling frequency time as 10 seconds. So the driver will check for every 10 seconds on the web page, okay, on the HTML DOM page, whether this logout web element has been loaded or not, and it will check this XPath is available or not. Okay, logout web element XPath. And in case if it is available, suppose in the second frame, in the suppose I have given pooling frequency, suppose in the second frame 20 to 40, between that time, between that interval time, this logout web element has been available. Immediately it will execute all these. So this is the logout web element border highlighted. Okay, and after that I'm taking the snapshot, and after that I'm clicking on logout one.click. So this is the logout one web element object reference I have created, and I'm clicking on logout one.click. Okay, so sir, what is the difference between explicit wait and fluent wait? Explicit wait and fluent wait both are used to handle specific web elements only. Okay, then why already explicit wait is there, then why I have to go with pooling fluent wait? Why I have to go with fluent wait? Suppose a particular web element is loading on the web page for every 20 seconds, some between some time intervals. If you want to write the conditions like that, you can go with fluent wait. But normally, okay, this, see here the method name also it's striked out, so it's a depreciated. Nobody is using this fluent wait. Okay, in both the cases, suppose the web element is loading in the 35 second, in the 36 second itself, the web element will perform immediate operation. So do I need to write this much big syntax to handle that specific web element? I can go with explicit wait. Okay, so that's why nobody is using, but fluent wait and explicit wait both will do same operation. But here the only syntax is different. So the maximum time interval will be I have to specify, and as per this pooling frequency time, this interval time, the web driver will go and check on the web element. Okay, So that is the syntax of fluent wait. So now let me run my program. So the preferred is here, instead of writing link text or id or name. Okay, so the first preference is id, second preference is name, and third preference is css selector, and fourth preference is xpath. So this is the syntax you have to follow. Suppose if I will write link text here, okay, sometimes it might not work. So that sequence you have to follow. Okay, now let's me run my program. So I'm handling that logout web element by writing fluent wait. Okay, let me run my program. So totally we understood from these concepts. Okay, what is the objective we understood from these programs? Some of the web elements on the web page, they will be those are loading very slowly. So the driver, in order to execute those set of driver instructions, okay, in order to execute those set of driver instructions, the driver has to wait until those web elements are completely loading. After that, it is visible, and then it can perform click operations or it can perform send keys operation. So wherever the web elements are loading slowly, the driver automatically it will manage by using implicit wait. But sometimes if the web element is loading more than default implicit wait time, so such web elements we can handle by using explicit or fluent waits. Okay, so like that we can manage synchronization issue. So this is the question people will ask. Synchronization issue means sometimes the web elements are loading very slow. Okay, here I want to tell you one more important point. Explicit wait. See here, I have written my code within the try catch exception block. Understood, right? So generally in real time, okay, people will write every method between try catch blocks only. Between try catch blocks only. Just a minute. So like that. So so whenever you are writing your code, okay, in any of the method, the best practice, you can write the code in the try block. So what is the importance of try block we can discuss about in the next classes. Okay, so generally we will write all in real time, people will write all their code between try catch blocks. So like this I have written. Suppose what is this try catch exception block, I will tell you in the next classes. Suppose if something went wrong in your program, something suppose the locator id has not been identified, so what it is happening, the program is terminating immediately. Okay, the program was terminating immediately, and the emailable report, it was not capturing the relevant screenshot. So whenever the program has been failed, so the control will go to catch block and it will capture the failure screenshot. Okay, so this part we will see in tomorrow's class. Okay, yeah. um yeah, that's it on the try catch explanation block. We can discuss in the next going forward in the next further classes. So better you can follow the this approach. So this is a coding standard. I will tell you what is the importance of this one later next classes. Okay, so you can also write any of the method within try catch blocks only. Okay, so like that, just want to tell about try catch exception blocks. Okay, so now we understood completely implicit wait, explicit wait, and fluent wait. Okay, so this is a global rule for all the web elements. Explicit wait, applicable for a specific web element. For a specific web element. Okay, same thing. So wherever it is taking more than default implicit wait time, so such web elements we are handling by using either explicit wait or fluent wait. And the last one is thread.slip. So so how many types of waits are available in Selenium? You have to tell implicit, explicit, and fluent wait. So one more concept, similar concept, thread.slip. So I'm clicking on logout here, and I commented my implicit wait as comment. Okay, and let me go to fluent. So after clicking on after clicking on welcome.click, okay, here I am mentioning 5,000. So what does that line means? After clicking on welcome click, that submenu is taking time, right? 1 second or 2 seconds. Okay, let us assume if it is taking 2 seconds. Anyway, I will wait for up to 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, so this line code will be executed. Okay, so after clicking on 2 seconds, so your execution, this line cannot be executed up to 5 seconds. So the driver next line, it is not executing. Previously it was executing within fraction of milliseconds, but you are stopping your execution for 5 seconds. Meanwhile, this logout submenu will be loaded. Okay, so this is the concept. But sir, but then this is the easiest, simplest one. Why can't we use this thread.slip? Why can't we use this thread.slip? And why people are not using this thread.slip concept? Suppose in your application, you have to write an thread.slip how many times? So there is a performance issue at 20 web elements. So is it really required to write thread.slip on all 20 web elements? Because driver is automatically by using implicit wait, the driver can able to manage up to 10 seconds. So is it really required thread.slip on every web element? So that's and it is not good practice also, writing of thread, because sometimes if the web element is loading in 3 seconds, unnecessarily it has to wait 2 more seconds. So unnecessarily we are also wasting execution time also. Okay, sometimes if the web element is loading on 6 seconds, so your thread.slip means it is waste only. Okay, so that means thread.slip is so in the interview people will ask, have you used thread.slip? And so if you tell yes, that's it, your interview has been gone. Okay, so thread.slip, yeah, I am aware about that concept, but instead of using thread.slip, I can go with implicit wait or explicit wait concepts only. So like that, you have to give the explanation. Understood? So anyway, just I want to tell this concept is also available, but in real time, some people are using thread.slip. They don't know about these concepts, implicit waits concept, explicit wait concept. That's the reason people are writing still 50 to 60% people, they are writing thread.slip. It is required or not? It is not at all required. Okay, because implicit wait means itself it is managing automatically. See, it is waiting up to 5 seconds. Previously it is managed automatically. Okay, so after 5 seconds it's clicked on logout. Okay, so you no need to write. If you write implicit wait time, you no need to write thread.slip. Okay, so just want to tell, okay, we can also manage synchronization by using thread.slip also, but it is not recommended. Why it is not recommended? We cannot predict how throughout the application we cannot go and write thread.slip. Okay, and unnecessarily your execution time will be wasted. Okay, so don't write thread.slip. Okay, so when to write thread.slip, I will tell you in the next classes. Okay, so that's it. So I have some next meeting is there. So today I'm just telling waits concept only. In tomorrow's class, I will continue tomorrow I will take 1.5 hour session. Okay, just I'm finishing waits concept for today. Yeah, that's it for today's class, and we will see in tomorrow's class.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Implicit timeout lo manam wait time only 10 seconds specify cheyocha sir, ekku cheyocha?
Right, very good, excellent. So he's asking doubt 10 సెకండ్స్ స్పెసిఫై చేయాలా అని అడుగుతున్నారు. 10 సెకండ్స్ స్పెసిఫై చేసామంటే ఏంటి, ద డ్రైవర్ మ్యాక్స్ డిఫాల్ట్ ఇట్ కెన్ వెయిట్ అప్ టు 10 సెకండ్స్. అదే నేను 20 పెట్టానంటే ద డ్రైవర్ మ్యాక్స్ కెన్ వెయిట్ అప్ టు 20 సెకండ్స్ అన్నట్టు. సో ఇక్కడ 20 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టాలా 10 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టాలా అనేది మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో అందరూ ఏదైతే ఫాలో అవుతున్నారో ఆ టైం ని మీరు ఫాలో అవుతారు. సో త్రూ అవుట్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ ద టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ యాజ్ పర్ యువర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ గైడ్ లైన్స్ యూ విల్ గివ్ ద ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్. జనరల్ గా నేనైతే 10 సెకండ్స్ ఇస్తుంటా అందరం కోడింగ్ స్టాండర్డ్స్. కొన్ని ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో 20 సెకండ్స్ ఫాలో అవుతారు ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్. సో క్లియర్ ఏందమ్మా డౌట్?
సార్ అది కాదు సార్, ఇప్పుడు ఇంప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్ టైం లో ఒక 60 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టామనుకోండి సార్,
ఇది ఇంకా బాగుంది, చెప్పు.
అప్పుడు ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్ కి మళ్ళీ అవసరం ఉండదు కదా సార్, స్పెసిఫిక్ గా ఒక వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ కి
వెరీ గుడ్, ఎక్సలెంట్
అవసరం ఉండదు కదా
సార్. ఇంకొక డౌట్ ఒక అతను అడుగుతున్నారు ఆన్లైన్ లో. ఓకేనా సార్, మనం 20 సెకండ్స్ పెడుతున్నాం కదా, ఓకేనా 20 ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్ వెయిట్ కండిషన్ కూడా రాసే పని లేదు, డైరెక్ట్ 60 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టేస్తాను ఇంప్లిసిట్ లో అన్నారు. సో ఇంకెక్కడ మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్ గా కూడా రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కదా అన్నారు. డౌట్ మంచిదేనా కదా ఇది? ఓకేనా, ఇంకా నేను ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్ గా వెబ్ ఎలిమెంట్ నేను హ్యాండిల్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కదా. ఓకేనా, నేను ఇంకా నేను నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్కి వెళ్ళి 60 సెకండ్స్ ఎందుకు 500 సెకండ్స్ పెడతాను. జస్ట్ అజ్యూమ్ సపోజ్ 100 సెకండ్స్ పెట్టాను. సో మీ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో ఎక్కడైనా ఒక లొకేటర్ నేమ్ ఇన్వాలిడ్ లొకేటర్